All right, if you're gearing up for the GED Language Arts test, you know how it feels, right? That frustration of feeling like you're starting from square one every single day. Well, today we're going to look at a new tool that's designed to fix that exact problem, making sure every single study session actually builds on the one before.
I mean, does this feel familiar to you? You have a fantastic study session, you're in the zone, feeling like you've made real progress. But then you come back the next day and it's like hitting a giant reset button. You're starting from scratch all over again, and it's just so hard to build any real momentum.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down that core challenge. Then we'll introduce a totally new kind of tutor built to solve it. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of how it works, how it tracks your progress in a new way, and finally, how it plugs you into a whole community of learners.
Okay, so let's jump right in with what we're calling the study cycle problem. Getting ready for the GED Language Arts test can be super frustrating. But here's the thing, that frustration, it usually has nothing to do with how smart you are. Nope, it has everything to do with the tools you're using.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you've got traditional studying, which can feel a little directionless, It's hard to get that targeted feedback. And on the other hand, you have most AI tools, which, and this is the key, have amnesia. They treat every single chat like it's the first one, which means you can never build on what you learned yesterday.
So what's the solution then? Well, it's a completely different way of thinking about it. Imagine a tutor that isn't just there for a one-off session. Instead, it's part of this continuous conversation that actually grows and learns right alongside you.
And this is it, the Pinned AI Tutor. Now, this isn't some general do-everything AI. Think of it more like a specialist, one that's dedicated to a single skill, like argument analysis. But the most important part? It remembers everything from your past sessions. It creates this ongoing learning conversation.
This quote right here really captures the whole philosophy. Every time you chat with your pinned tutor, you are not starting over. You're just adding another layer, another brick to the foundation you've already been building. Your progress is cumulative.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty good in theory, right? But how does it actually work in practice? Let's take a look at how you can set up your very own personal study hub, and you'll see it's surprisingly easy. You literally just start a chat on a platform you probably already use, like ChatGPT or Gemini. Then you grab that unique link for the conversation, you paste it into the system, and you pin it to a specific skill. And that's it. That chat is now your permanent, dedicated tutor for that topic. This is the real power move of the pin. The AI remembers that you were wrestling with identifying the main idea last week. It remembers that specific feedback you got on your practice essay. This context is what allows you to truly revise and reflect, which, let's be honest, is how real learning actually happens.
And it's not just random practice. The whole system is structured around the exact skill areas you're going to face on the GED exam. This makes sure that every single minute you spend studying is focused, it's efficient, and it's directly tied to your goal.
Okay, so how do you know if you're really getting better? Well, this system moves way beyond a simple and often kind of misleading percentage bar. It gives you a much richer, more meaningful picture of where you stand. It uses the super clear 3-color system. Red means a skill is still in the early stages and needs some work. Yellow shows you're definitely getting there, but maybe your understanding is a little inconsistent. And green, that means you've got it down. Strong, reliable mastery. It's simple and really intuitive.
And here's the really smart part. This feedback isn't just based on a single right or wrong answer. Instead, the AI looks at the entire history of your conversation with it. It's searching for patterns. Are you making the same grammar mistakes? Is your ability to build an argument getting better over time? The more you use it, the smarter its feedback gets.
Now, even though this tool is incredibly personal, you are not learning in a vacuum. There's a really powerful community element baked right in, and it's all based on this idea that we can all get stronger together. So the system has a community forum, and this is the spot where you can share prompts that gave you a real breakthrough, you can talk about common struggles, and just get support from other people who are on the exact same journey as you. It turns what can be a lonely study process into a shared, collaborative thing.
So what does all this add up to? Well, you get a tool that genuinely adapts to you. Because it remembers your interactions and your patterns, it starts to align with your personal study style. If you learn best by breaking things down into small chunks, it learns to do that with you. It really becomes your personalized learning partner.
This quote from the AI Bridge Foundation really just sums it all up, doesn't it? The goal here isn't just about passing a test. It's about supporting a deeper, more thoughtful, and truly personalized way of learning that respects your own unique journey.
So this brings us to the final question, and it's really a question for you to think about. Are you ready to trade that frustrating cycle of constantly starting over for a new way of learning, where every single step forward is a step that actually sticks? Are you ready to start building